Okay, good. So I would like to bring your attention to your breath. Now we do a pranayama, which is a breath exercise before every yoga class, but I want to tell you a little bit more about it. Prana means life force, yama is discipline or control, and your life force is, of course, your breath. Without your breath, you know. So it's a pranayama, and we go through the day, and they say we breathe 23,000 times in a day, and we don't even notice it. We don't ever pay attention. And so in yoga, we have the opportunity to pay attention. But perhaps we should let our yoga get us into the habit of paying more attention to our breath, because our breath can be very healing, extremely healing. And you think about it, you know, athletes use their breath to pace themselves. Women in child labor use their breath to control contractions. We use our breath when we're stressed. When people have panic attacks, use their breath. They're taught to use their breath in a certain way. And the exhale is the part of the breath that actually triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's the part of the nervous system which goes into what's called rest and digest, as opposed to fight or flight. But I like to call it relax and repair, because that's actually what's happening. So let's keep our focus on our breath, thinking about it as a healing practice to heal our bodies. And then the only other thing I wanted to say before we come inside and work on our breath is that last week, we talked about our bird classes in the all levels, and there was a request for a bird class today. So that's what we'll be doing. We're going to be flying, all right? Sort of, okay? So with that, come inside, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Think about, with every inhale, you're stimulating every cell in your body. You're fueling your heart. And on every exhale, you're slowing things down. You're letting go of toxics. You're letting go of physical toxics, of mental toxics. You're letting go of everything you no longer need. So think about that when you inhale and exhale. Deep inhale, slow, long exhale. Now you know why I always tell you a slow, long exhale. That helps your body to relax and repair. Now return to your natural breath and open your eyes. So we're going to begin this practice in child's pose. So come in to your most comfortable child's pose. Perhaps your legs are wide, your knees are wide away from each other. Your arms may be around your legs, and I recommend that because it makes you relax totally. Now think about the shape that you're in, this shape. It's like a little egg.
It's an introspective pose, looking inside. Allowing your breath to flow back through your body. Now send your arms overhead. Overhead, your palms are flat on the mat. You're going to come up onto your right fingertips. And you're going to lift your arm a little and look out. You've already broken through your leg, your egg with your arms. Your shell has broken, but you're looking out to see what's there. And you're going to close it back down, bring the palm down. Come on to your left fingertips. Lift your arm a little bit and look underneath your left arm. Just see what's out there. Do you really want to come out there? I think so. And so come back to center and slide your fingers towards your knees and begin and let yourself sit on your heels if that's not too uncomfortable. Otherwise, we'll come up a little bit and then come all the way up onto your knees. And let's begin to see about those wings. Your right arm can float, your left arm can float. Let them float. Let them just float like you're trying them out for the first time. What even are these things? And then bring both arms to center and then send your arms up overhead, gather all that energy. Bring it down to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale to your heart. Keep your hands at your heart. Send your right arm straight out. Bring your left hand to your hip. You're going to inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to try out that right arm, that right wing, and see if it goes over your head. And then bring it back up slowly, very slowly, and bring it back down. Your right hand can come to your hips. And then send your left arm straight out first. Yeah. And then bring it overhead, stretching in the opposite direction. Feel that stretch. Now, your stretch should be all the way from your knees to your fingertips as we do these. We're going to do it again, your little wings back by your hands on your hips. And then let's try out this one. And stretch all the way. Feel it in your thigh. Make the effort to feel it all the way down your leg. And then come back up, bring your right hand to your waist, your hip, and let's do the other side, nice and slowly. And then bring both arms up alongside your ears. And then you're going to send them back behind you, Yoga Mudra behind you, interlaced fingers. And you're just going to pause for a moment and allow your elbows to be bent. And now we're going to do a baby back bend. So you want to start to straighten your arms just a little bit, just enough to open up your heart to the sky. And then come back to a neutral spine, a mountain spine. Kind of your head reaching for the sky. Your knees are connecting to the earth. Now this time you're going to straighten your arms a little bit more and open up just a little bit more. Not too much, just a little bit more than you did before. Release your arms. Bring your arms up overhead. Send your hips toward your heels. Bring your hands down to the mat. You're coming into a table. So remember, in table, your arms are rotated outward so that the crease of your elbow is coming toward your index finger. Your knees are under your hips. If you have wrist issues, you'll step your hand up a little bit, a little bit. On an inhale, you're going to curl your spine towards the mat, like the shape of the letter U. And you're going to arch your spine to the sky for your cat spine. And continue at your own pace, remembering that the slower, the better, so that you can feel every nuance as your spine changes shape from a high arch in cat, that's an exhale, to a dipping with your heart moving forward in your dog spine. And continue. Exhaling in your cat, inhaling in your dog. Next time you're in your cat spine, pause, send your hips to your heels. Keep your arms stretched out overhead. Lift your hips, slide them forward, let your heart come between your arms, lengthen your legs behind you. Push your hands into the mat, engage your abdominal muscles so that you don't sag, so that your shoulders don't come up to your ears. You want a nice, strong, this is a variation of up dog. Inhale and exhale, send your hips back to your heels. Take a breath here. And then on an inhale, come forward again. Turn under your toes and come onto your knees. Press the balls of your feet into the mat. Lift your knees. Come to downward facing dog in an upside down V. Bring your left knee underneath your left hip. Bring it down to the mat. Swivel your right foot on the mat. Sole of your foot should be on the mat and fan open to the right. Maybe you can look up at your hand that's extended to open up your neck a little bit. Maybe you'll look down at your left hand that's on the mat and look up again and look down. Then bring your right hand back down to the mat, your right knee down to the mat. We're going to do that on the other side. So your left leg goes back out behind you. You're on the ball of your foot. You're going to swivel your foot on the mat, the sole of your foot on the mat, and fan open to the left. And send your arm alongside your ear for a long body stretch. I don't think we did that on the other side. We're going to have to do that.
Okay, stretch from fingertips to toes. And then bring that down and let's do that stretch on the other side. So send your right foot back, swivel it, fan open, and then stretch. Fingers going in one direction, toes in the other. Feel that whole side body stretch, this time from your toes to your fingertips. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Come to child's pose. From child's pose, come back up to table and then step your hands forward. And then bring your hips forward and then send them to the left, send them back behind you, send them to the right. So you're making circles with your hips. And the next time you're facing forward, pause and then go the other way. And you can make your circles little, you can make them big. Don't go by what I'm doing, it's by what your body allows you to do. I look at Bill while he's doing this and he goes all the way back, his hips all the way to his heels. Yeah. And then come forward, right? Walk your hands back. And come to sit on your heels if that is comfortable for you. If it's not, then you'll just get up again. All right. So what we're going to do now, you know what, let's come down to sit. It's easier to do this from a seated position. We want to do Robin's breath. So we're going to begin a little bit more. We've come out of our egg. So now we need to do a little flying, right? All right. So in Robin's breath, and again, here we use our breath to help us through these poses. Bring your hands to your heart. And the little robin sends his wings straight out in front of him as you curl your spine behind you. Back of hand to back of hand. Push that air away, send your heart forward. On an inhale, on an exhale, come back flapping your wings. Inhale, bring your wings in to your sides. Exhale, curl. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Feel that robin flying. Exhale and inhale. Right, good. So a little lesson in why one pose is inhale and why one is exhale. When you expand and you exert, you need extra energy, it's an inhale, inhale. When you contract, sending your back behind you, you're curling your belly, you need space, it's an exhale. So that's how that works, all right? So Robin's breath. So while we're here, hands to your knees. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right, look over your right shoulder. Your left hand is on your right knee. You're going to inhale, get taller. You're going to exhale, empty and twist a little bit more because you're empty of breath. You have more space. Inhale, and then exhale, come to center. Inhale, and then exhale, twist. So we twist on our exhale to give us a little bit more room in our belly. Remember that when you inhale, you lengthen your spine. When you exhale and empty your breath, that's when you twist a little more. Inhale, back to center. Okay, great. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your hands alongside your hips and work those wings. We call this butterflying, but we're just going to fly, any kind of flying, yeah? And then release that. Bring your hands to your shins, and we're going to do some more cats and dogs here. And I'll turn this way. So if you need to see, you can, but I think you all know this really well. You're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, you curl your spine back behind you. You're going to inhale, send your heart forward. Exhale. Notice the difference. You don't have quite as much range when you do your cats and dogs this way as you do when you're on your hands and knees. But it's nice to be sitting and opening up your heart. And then next time you're in your cat, come up to sit. Okay. So with the soles of your feet together, we're going to work on our eagle wings. Arms straight out in front of you. We're going to start with our right hand, and you're going to cross your right over left, coming near your elbows. You're going to bend your elbows. So first variation of eagle arms is you just bring the backs of your hands together to touch, and bring the your thumb to your third eye right between your brow. Some say this is the eagle's beak. I like to think of it as his wings. Maybe it's both. Inhale and then exhale, open up your arms. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So arms straight out, left over right. Bend your elbows, bring the backs of your hands together. Now, some of you may have the range so that you can cross your elbows and wrap your hands. I'll show you that from this direction as well, right? Left over right, I'm bringing the bend in my elbow up higher and wrapping my hand. So instead of just to the back of the hand, I'm wrapping them all around. Bring your thumb to your third eye, maybe both thumbs. All right, so this time you're going to send your beak up to the sky. You're going to inhale, you're going to exhale and send your elbows toward your belly button. You're going to inhale back up and fly away. Open up your wings. So we'll be doing that a little bit later when we're standing. But just to give us a little start on our arms, right? So let's send our shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. So this will allow you to just make circles. This will allow you, as we open up our shoulder joints, to do the eagle arms a little bit more easily. Yeah. And then go the other way. And this time start to make your circles smaller and smaller and smaller
until they're very tiny little circles that you're making with your fingers. These are hummingbird wings. And the hummingbird wings, it's like how a hummingbird hovers over a flower to drink the nectar with these little wings, just little flapping. And then bring it down. That was a lot, right? Roll your shoulders both ways. And just breathe for a moment, just breathe. Okay. We're going to come to stand. We'll be coming back down onto the mat a little bit later. Come to your mountain, nice, long spine, crown of your head reaching up. You know all the words by heart by now. Feet rooted. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall comfortably by your side. Chin is level with the earth. Bring your belly towards your spine so that you can lift your ribs a little higher. Inhale, gather. Exhale, bring that energy to your heart. Inhale, think of flying in front of the sun. Bring that your hands to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Okay. All right, so we're going to work on our eagle first. Okay. Can you throw me your block just for a second? If you have a block or something handy, whoa, okay, you can put it outside, or a pillow might work if you have something nearby, or you can just use the floor. So don't go crazy looking for something. All right. So you're going to bend your right knee, coming on the ball of your right foot. And you're going to step it over your left and connect with whatever you have there. If you don't have anything there, it'll come to the floor. So if whatever you got doesn't work, just kick it out of the way. Yeah, that's how you kick it. And come to the ball of your right foot. All right, so it's on the mat. And you're going to bend your knees a little bit like a squatting eagle. All right, we're going to do just the legs first. And then you're going to step into your left leg, your supporting leg, and uncross. All right, good. You're going to bend your knees. Come on the ball of your left foot. Cross it over your right. If you have something there, you're going to put the ball of your foot on that object, whatever it might be. The reason I like using something is because it allows you to have a little bit more height in your upper leg, right? So if you were doing a regular eagle, right? So this is not a gentle eagle, so don't do it. You would be lifting your leg and wrapping it around your supporting leg, but we're not doing that. So that gives you more of the feel for the pose. All right, so you can get these on Amazon. Okay. Okay, and you'll fly away. So now we're going to add the arms. So bend your knees, come on the ball of your right foot, cross it over your left, land it either on the mat or on an object you have there. Yeah. For a gentle eagle. And this is not easy because it's a big balancing pose. All right, so make sure you have that balance first. Send your arms in front of you. Your left arm is on top. It's the opposite arm from your legs. And you can come into whatever eagle legs you like. You're going to squat a little bit or a lot. That's up to you, up to your body.
whatever your body, do not fight with your body. And then you're going to push into the mat and fly away, uncross your legs. Right. Let's do that on the other side. So bend your knees. Come on the ball of your left foot, cross it over. Whoops, cross it over. Arms out in front. This time, right over left. Squat down as much as you comfortably can. That doesn't mean you don't push your edge just a little, but just a little. You want to keep getting a little bit more each time you do these poses. And then fly away. Okay. All right, now here's the real tricky one, all right? So you have to pay attention, okay, and listen to my instructions. We're going to do that again. First, let me remind you of tree pose. So for those of you who, most of you do this, have done this with me many times before, but let's do it first, okay? So come on the ball of your right foot, turn your leg out to the side. Yeah, and allow your heel to rest against your ankle. Keep your hands at your heart. And maybe you'll bring the arch of your right foot to your left calf, not necessary. You can keep it right down. And for what we're going to do, you'll be keeping it here down on the mat later, but let's just do a tree on both sides first so you get the feel for it. And a tree expands, a tree grows. I didn't ask you to do that, but typically you would. All right, so let's do that on the left side. And again, if you want to lift your foot up, you may do that. Otherwise, just stand here for a moment, and now let's grow our tree. Now remember that trees typically reach up for the sky, reach up for the sun, but some of them grow out to the sides too, right? But it's hard to move your arms around and stay steady. So keep them in one position, whether it's out here or up here, and keep your eye focused when you do these, come out of this, when you do these balancing poses, you want to find a spot on the wall away from you that's in front of you. And we call that a dristi, and that is a focal point, like looking at the horizon when you're on a boat to keep you from, you know, getting seasick, right? You watch. So it's that kind of thing. It's about balance, equilibrium. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to do our tricky eagle. We're going to have our eagle fly into the tree. So here we go. So bend your knees. Cross right over left, ball of your foot, let it come to the floor. Arms in front of you, left over right, come to your eagle arms, right? You're going to squat, you're going to squat down. Maybe you see something you want for dinner, a little mouse maybe. You're going to grab it and you're going to fly away. Your legs are still crossed. You're going to uncross your legs and put the ball of your foot on the other side and come in to your tree. So the eagle flies into the tree. And bring it down. All right, cool. Yeah. Bend both knees, left over right. Arms in front, right over left. Squat down. Remember your supporting leg, that's your right foot right now, is very important here as you push into that leg to come all the way up and fly away, and then cross over to come right into your tree. Yeah, and if you fall out of it, that's okay. Just come right back in. Excellent. All right. Very, very good. Okay. So we have another bird. All right. So there's a bird, Bakasana, it's called, and it's the crow. And this is not a, this is a very special bird that is very is kind of difficult
And I have converted it into a gentle pose. So you're going to start with bent knees, and you're going to begin to roll down towards the mat and keep bending your knees so you can come closer and closer to the mat. Come closer and closer until you can put your hands on the floor. Now this is why, and if you have a blanket, you can use that, or a pillow. This is why I like the blocks, so it makes your arms longer. It makes the floor higher. All right, bring your heels together so that you have, so that your feet are in a V shape. And you're going to bend your knees, and they're going to go in the direction of your toes on purpose because you want them to touch the back of your upper arm. And you're going to lean into your upper arm with your knees. You're going to look forward. This is the crow pose. Your fingers are spread wide. Swivel your feet so your toes are pointed forward. Press your feet into the mat and make your way all the way up. Right. All right. So there we have the crow. Right. Excellent. Let's send our arms all the way out to the side. Hands palms facing forward. You're going to inhale and you're going to move your hips, not your knees, just your hips to the left or whichever side you started on, doesn't matter. You're going to come back to center. You're going to inhale and then exhale opposite way. Keep your arms straight like a bird would, straight out from your shoulders. Come back to center. Release your arms. All right. So we're going to make our way back down to the mat. So take your time getting there. I like to just bend my knees, hands to the mat, come down any way that's most comfortable for you, respecting your body. Okay. When you're down, you'll come to Dandasana, fingers pointing forward, your heels next to your hips. Feet are flexed. Step on your left foot, step on your right foot. Bring your feet as close to you as is comfortable. Wrap your arms around your legs. Bow your head. This is the seated pose of the child. This is child's pose, seated version. But for the purposes of this class, it's a bird. It's a bird coming out of its shell again. We began this way. We're going to end this way. On an inhale, you're going to spread your knees apart and open up your wings. You're going to bring your hands together, curl your spine behind you. Robin's breath, you're going to fly away. Exhale as you come back. Inhale, come to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your legs together and rest in the seated child's pose. extend one leg and then the other, and make your way down onto your back very slowly, very gently. Come on to your back. When you get there, place the soles of your feet on the mat. Lengthen your spine on the mat. If you have something nearby like a pillow or a blanket or a block that you'd like to lift, place underneath your hips to lift your hips, we're going to do inversion. So you're going to lift your hips and slide it under, or if you don't have anything, that's okay too. You can stay flat on the mat. Yeah. So if you have something underneath your hips, it should be below your waist so that it's resting comfortably on your sacrum. And then send one leg up to the sky and then send the other leg up to the sky. Let your arms lie comfortably by your side or straight out like wings or from your shoulders. This pose allows any extra fluids in your legs to just drain, improves blood flow, improves blood pressure. Now bring your feet back to the mat. Lift your hips if you have something underneath to bring your hips all the way to the mat. And then you'll extend one leg and then the other for Shavasana. Let your arms lie about a foot away from your body, rotated so your palms are facing up, your legs are splayed open. Feel your whole back body letting go, giving in to gravity. Let it all go. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am.
Take a deep breath. Begin to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead, your feet away from you for a final long body stretch. Bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side. Come to center and roll on to whichever side you prefer to come into a fetal position. And then make your way up to sit. If you're staying for meditation and you choose to use a chair, make yourself comfortable in the chair with your feet on the mat, on the floor, on the ground. Connection to the earth, it's a grounding position. And bring your hands on to your thighs. Lengthen your spine, shoulders over your hips. And close your eyes. Remember not to be troubled if a thought comes to mind. Just tell it later and come back to your breath. We're going to be using our breath in this meditation, a healing pranayama meditation. So take a deep breath. Follow your breath. And on your next breath, allow your breath to travel all the way up to the crown of your head, as if it were touching from inside that crown chakra, your spiritual connection, whatever spirit means to you. That chakra opens up the spirit. On your next breath, let your breath travel to your brain. Your breath regenerating every cell in your brain so that you may think more clearly. Allow your next breath to travel to your eyes, to your third eye. Breathing to your eyes and your third eye so that you may see beyond what your eyes can show you. If at any place along the way in this pranayama body scan, you feel the need to linger a little longer and breathe into it, it may be a place where you have some discomfort. Use your breath
In your next breath, feel your breath coming through your nostrils, up your nose, to stimulate your sense of smell so that you may enjoy all the fragrances of this earth. Allow your next breath to travel to your ears, to linger there so that you may listen more attentively. Without judgment. Then bring your next breath to your mouth and your throat. So you may speak your truth, say what you feel with kindness. Send your next breath to your neck. And feel it traveling around your neck, your breath to your neck, to ease any tension you hold there. Breathe in to any spot in your neck that is resisting ease. Feel your next breath lift your shoulders. Breathe again and feel that your breath works as if it were massaging your shoulders to release your burdens, to let them go. On your next breath, bring that breath to your heart, allowing that breath to fuel your heart, to bring rhythm to your heartbeat, so that you may be filled with compassion. Compassion not just for others, but for yourself as well. Breathe in to your heart. Allow your next breath to travel down your shoulders, all the way down your arms to your fingertips, and extensions of your heart and your speech, so that you may express yourself with greater clarity, so that you may hold, you may hug, you may embrace tighter. Let your next breath come to your belly. Feel it in your belly. Feel your belly expand on that inhale and contract on that exhale. Feel the power of your courage, your willpower that resides in this part of your body. Feel it to your gut. Breathe into it. Bring your next breath to your seat, to your hips, to feel your connection with this beautiful earth. Your connection. You are inseparable from this earth. Feel your breath telling you that. Feel your breath lingering at your hips to connect, to ground you.
Allow your next breath to travel down your legs all the way to the tips of your toes, an extension of your seat, to stimulate your legs to give you greater mobility so that you may take your next step on your life's journey with agility and purpose. Allow your next breath to come to your heart center, feeling your heartbeat, hearing your heartbeat. And then bring your hands to your heart, bring them together in prayer, feeling your thumbs against your heart, feeling the beat and rhythm of your heart, the center of your body. Remember to come to this place whenever you need to feel completely centered and at once and whole. Take another deep breath and let it out slowly, slowly. And then come to your natural breath. And open your eyes. Thank you so much. Namaste.